Today I'm going to show you how I paint a botanical scene using some gouache paint. I have this photo that I took, which is going to be the inspiration for the windows. I love the shape of these windows, but I want to make the whole scene a little bit darker, kind of moodier. To start out, I'm just sketching in really basic shapes for the windows and the lamp that's going to be in between them. Once I've got all my paints ready, I'm starting with the window backgrounds. So this is going to be everything that's outside. And I'm going in with this gray color for the sky, and I'll be gradually adding more of the pine tree green and bark brown as I'm getting closer to the ground. I also went back to that gray color and mixed a little bit more white in to add to the lamp. In the reference photo, there are some bushes outside the windows, so I'm going to be adding those in now. I'm keeping this kind of messy and not adding any super defined shapes because I want the background to look out of focus. Now I'm moving on to paint the walls and the floor around the window, so I'm taking this black color that I mixed up and covering all around the windows and the lamp. I am going to be leaving a small section to the right side of the windows white because that's what is going to be the frame. I'm mixing in some white to the dark color that I had to give some shading in the space that we left open. Taking that same black color that we mixed up earlier, I'm finally getting to the window panels, which was probably the most difficult part of this entire painting. I definitely do not have steady hands. I could still see some of the pencil lines I had made earlier, but I do go back in with some of the background colors and try to fix some of the really uneven and messy lines. I'll also add some fog and condensation to the window panes, so hopefully that will help distract from how uneven the lines still are. After I finally got all the panels done, I add some detail into the light, and I also fix some uneven spots at the bottom, which I probably could have skipped this step since I plan on filling the whole bottom with greenery anyway. Now taking a dark green, I start placing the foliage around the windows. At this point, I start jumping around from layering the base of the leaves down that are going up the walls to the leaves and vines hanging in front of the windows, since those will stay that really dark color. Also putting that same dark green down at the bottom to fill in some space, which is why I didn't really need to put that black color down again. Once that's finished, I added a little bit of white and some yellow to the green that I had mixed up to add the next layer onto the leaves. So this is the mid-tone color. And again, I'm jumping around from painting midtones to going back into the shadowed leaves that are going to be in front of the window. Finally, I'm adding even more white into my green mixture so I can start adding highlights onto the leaves. And for this part, I don't paint every single leaf, I just do the tips or the sides where I think that the light would be hitting it the most. I'm also not putting any highlights on the leaves that are hanging in front of the windows or the ones that are directly at the bottom. Then I went in with an even lighter shade and added just a little bit more highlights to some leaves, not nearly as many as I did before. At this point, I felt like this top corner was kind of plain and it didn't feel finished just yet, so I went in with the same process of layering the leaves. I even added more vines and leaves hanging in front of the windows. Once I was done with touch-ups over on the left side, I felt like I should touch up the right side too. So I went in with my dark color again, fixing up uneven spots, and then I also decided to add just a few more creeping vines above the furthest window, just to bring it all together. And I don't think that I showed this part, but I did go in and add highlights onto the lamp glass as well. Finally, it really started to feel finished, so with some satisfying tape pulls, here is the finished painting.